per pitch or something.
Good afternoon, good evening, wherever place you are at in this world. This is Raphael Esparza from Betting Outside the Box. Hope everyone is having a great evening. We have a historic show today as we have our first guest on. But before we get into that, Lenny, what's going on?
What's happening? I'm excited to have our first interview or like guest on our show. I'm excited for that. I'm excited we have Lions football tonight, Tiger baseball tonight. This degenerate is a very happy kid right now. I don't get that on the same time very often. Throw a little Red Wings hockey in there and I'd be over the moon. But other than that, I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing well. That's why we have to remind the viewers, D on his hat does not stand for Detroit. D on his hat stands for degenerate, because I can guarantee you Lenny has action as we speak right now. But we're going to not waste any time, because this is our first interview for Betting Outside the Box. Episode 9 is today. And I've known this guy for many years. I've done his Super Bowl show many years. I can't wait to talk to him about stuff he does out there. And this is our first segment called First and 10. One guest, 10 minutes. It should be a fantastic interview. Kiev, welcome to Betting Outside the Box.
Well, thank you, guys. It's an honor to be here on your first show. I'm going to have to have a big bar to set now that I'm on the show, and I'm very excited to be with you guys. And Raph's always been amazing over here at the Odds Breakers. So let's go, let it rip, and have a little fun.
Yeah, I've been doing your show. Seems like I don't know how many Super Bowls. I was trying to when you said you can come and do the show, and I really wanted you to be the first guest because I've done your Super Bowl show. What, maybe close to 10 years? I would think so.
Oh yeah. I would say probably 8 years minimum, right? So it's been a minute, Raph. We've known each other for a long time, and it's great because you're such a great dude and such a sharp better, and obviously work on both sides of the window, which gives you a little bit of an advantage, I would say.
Just a little bit, but let's fire away, because again, this is First and 10. One guest, 10 minutes. Yeah, how in the heck did you get in the sports gambling industry?
Well, man, I gotta tell you, I probably should start where I started loving the gambling aspect of it. Back in 1999, I was valet parking cars for the Holiday Inn in Milwaukee. And I'm a Wisconsin/Chicago guy. And this guy brings in this paper, said we're doing this NCAA tournament bracket. And I was kind of getting into college basketball. Villanova was actually staying with us the week or two before that, which was really interesting. But I filled out this bracket, and I really liked UConn, and in 1999, they were kind of the under-the-radar team that ended up winning it all. And I filled in UConn, but it's not just that. I hit almost everything. I think I only had to this day, that very first bracket was the best I've ever filled out.
Of course.
And I filled out hundreds.
Yeah, I've been chasing it ever since.
I probably only had 7 or 8 wrong. Had the final 4, had most of the Elite 8. It was crazy. And I ended up winning the thing. It was a $50 buy-in. And ever since then, I just kind of love the idea of it. But, I'm in college, and then kind of, we like predicting games. You may have bets with friends. And then 2002, 2003, here comes sportsbook.com. Here comes Bodog. Remember those sites? Yeah. Early sites, 5 dimes, right? I start dabbling a little bit, $5 bet here, $10 bet here, having some fun while I'm in college, and learning the whole aspect of it. And it's always the same thing. You're great in the beginning, and then the next year it sometimes sinks. You don't know what happens. Almost like when you start trying, it just goes away. But there's beginner's luck for everybody here, and I feel like I wanted to figure out why. Then I got better and better, and I started listening to podcasts 2010, 2011 here with Gil Alexander Show, and Bang the Book was really my go-to because I go to the gym every day and just listen to a podcast, obviously when I'm driving, and I realized that, man, I can do this stuff. Why am I not just trying to talk about sports anyway? Because I love it, and I started the show, The Odds Breakers, in 2017, and that was still before 99.9% of all podcasts even came out. in early 2017. So I got the beat on it really, and I was able to get great guests such as Raph and some of the great guys you see over at the Odds Breakers. Developed great relationships, and I just focused on a lot of Vegas guys because I just figured that's where the sharpest sports bettors are, which ended up being pretty much right. And I just kind of grew a little bit of a name for myself, and here we are. That's what I love. I love talking about betting. I think I like being right about things more than the money. The money's great.
Makes sense.
Being right was the thing that just got me.
Yeah, the money follows. I got a question for you. Your favorite sport to gamble, kind of correlated. Your favorite sport to gamble, and is that also the highest value you think for that sport, or does it correlate? I'm a degenerate, so something's got to correlate for me.
Somewhat. Well, first of all, my favorite sports to bet on is college football, college basketball, NFL, and UFC in that order, literally in that order. Now, value-wise, I mean, there was a lot more value earlier, as you know. I think books have become a lot sharper over the years. But, there's always trends and new things that you chase that have value, and then the books adjust. Like, for instance, Indiana's 200-1 that I hit last year to make the playoffs. You're never going to see anything close to that for any meddling team to be 200-1, So that was the big one I hit last year that I was real proud of. But, you get ahead of that before the books even know how to price things. Like literally these 12 playoff teams. The most value, and Raph's going to love this answer because it's in the NFL prop market for me. The menu's huge. And if you play fantasy football at all, you should understand which cornerbacks are out, which receivers are going to get more touches, and the books can't think of that stuff quick enough, and when injury news comes in, they go right to the line. They don't go to the intricacies within the game itself, right? And I think you're going to find a lot of value in that. A backup linebacker coming in or moving from outside linebacker to middle because the middle linebacker's injured.
Right.
His tackle prop, if you just delve into that, and obviously the fantasy football aspect is great. You do fantastic in props, and I'm just hitting at a great clip on props. And we release a prop for every Monday and Thursday night football game on TikTok, and it's been very profitable.
Nice.
That's good. That's nice because I'm the prop guy. So, but it's funny how people, I'm killing it in props. I'm like, yeah, but props are still doing good for the books. The lights are still on. We're talking to Kiev O'Neill. Today's our first guest, our first and 10 guest of the show. He is from Odds Breakers. Definitely go over there and check all his stuff out. You said you hit Indiana last year for 200-1. Sisters are grad of Indiana. Think Hoosiers. They're not going to be that way this year. But what team is your surprise team in college football this year?
There's a few of them, but the values kind of disappeared on a few of them, because I start betting this in May. Air Force is the most recent bet that I made. We can't forget about Troy Calhoun here, and you just can't forget about how poor those Mountain West defenses are against the run. Part of Ashton Genty's success, I'm not going to throw shade at the guy or nothing, but like these defenses
played well yesterday.
They're historically bad, man. And that's what you got to look at. A good rushing team, an option team. You have to understand when the first year rebuild for these option teams is the fade time. You fade those teams. But then the next year, a great coach like Troy Calhoun coming in, that's the time to be on them. Over 6.5 minus 105 is what you can get. It was 5.5 for a while, and I missed that number, I admit. But I looked at their schedule. It is a very favorable schedule. There's no real hard teams on there. They should just roll through most of the Mountain West teams. If you remember last year, they won their last 4 games, and they won them pretty convincingly. So love how they finished their season. That's what you're looking for in a team like Air Force. So I think they're still a little bit under the radar.
All right, here's the big question for you. NFL surprise team. I mean, I don't know if we can call my Lions a surprise anymore. I mean, I don't know, but go ahead. You can tell everybody why the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl. I've already said it, but they don't believe me. I don't know why, but can you shed some light maybe on another NFL surprise team you might have?
And those Lions fans are biting their fingernails saying, man, the next offensive coordinator is great coming on in.
Yeah, we're panicking. Let's panic at the Cisco for sure.
Well, that's what you hear at Lions camp. I do feel for your offensive line a little bit. I hope that it bounces back. But we're going to go to Arizona for my surprise team here. And this team was quiet. They're kind of under the radar right now. They drafted really well over the past few years. If you look at their Pythagorean win total out of everyone in that division, they had the highest last year, believe it or not. They had the most expected wins with respect to what they scored and what they've given up. So they just couldn't put them all together at great timing to rattle off a bunch of wins. Stafford's got back problems. I think that's what pretty well done in the media right now. The Niners are just kind of a shell. And I think Deebo Samuel was better than people think in some of those big third down situations. I still like Kittle. I'm not a big fan of Ayuk. I think he's a wide receiver too at best. It's almost like you're now paying one money. Jennings is there too. I think there's going to be some confusion there. CMC's got to stay healthy, but he's getting older. I just think that the Niners are kind of a broken team, and the way that they pound the ball, it really causes a lot of injuries on the offensive section as well. You've seen plenty of defensive injuries too. So I'm a little concerned for them. The Seahawks are the Seahawks, but it's not Sam Darnold that's going to make them shine, in my opinion. I think he was just a victim of great coaching with KOC over in Minnesota. He'll go back to being Sam Darnold after this. I like the Cardinals.
Very interesting. Where do you live right now?
Well, yeah, I happen to have some insight information. I am very close to some people in the organization, but they don't really sell it to me. This is all just, I could be living in Timbuktu, man, and just doing the research here and looking at their expectations from last year and how well they drafted and what they're focusing on in the trenches to stop those big running teams like LA and like the San Francisco 49ers and a little bit with Seattle too. I think it's a no-brainer to get on them, and they have a good schedule. You got to look at the schedules, and
yes, they do.
It's not going to be the Rams and the Seahawks. It's a third place schedule. So I'm pretty excited for this team. And, I wish I could say the same thing for the Bears, because I'm a Bears fan, but I just think that their numbers too high personally, unfortunately.
You just broke Detroit Lenny's heart saying someone out of the team. At least you didn't say the Packers. I'm sure at least he didn't say the Packers. Lenny.
That's okay.
Yeah, but
don't worry about us little Bears. I mean, you focus on
I know that's what everybody keeps saying. Yeah, I don't want to hear that. I'm not worried about Caleb Williams. I'm not. But still, we want to crush them every chance we get.
Yeah. I mean, the Lions are still the favorite, in my opinion, to win the division, but going against the Packers is what I care about too as a Bears fan. So
I won't tell you who I think is going to win the division then, because this is 1st and 10, not 1st and 1 hour. I don't want to get yelled at by you two for an hour straight. So, but we'll leave it off on that. Kiev, I cannot thank you enough. I always told you when I have my own first show that you would be one of my top guests to come on, and I wanted you to be the first guest. And Lenny is my he's my witness. I said our first guest is going to be Kiev O'Neill and stuff like that. So I want to say thank you. I can't thank you enough for joining us on 1st and 10 on Betting Outside the Box. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Tell everybody where they can find you, your socials, anything you want. Tell them where they can find you.
Well, you can find my work at theoddsbreakers.com, or you can find me at the Circa in a few weeks in Las Vegas, the 21st through the 24th, where I'll be helping them, getting people to the dance by signing up for the Circa contest. And meet me in person. I'll buy you a drink. Hopefully you'll stop by, Raph, and whoever else is there. Man, I love it. And
you just messed up because I'm 15 minutes from the Circa. I'm just telling you right now.
We go. I better get a bigger stack. Well, Lenny, you stop by as well, my man. I'm real excited to do that for them. And at the Oddsbreakers, we're all about information. Of course, there's picks, but it's also about preseason coaching trends and Pythagorean win totals. If you look at the website, it's information we compile for you to make better decisions on your betting. But Raph, Lenny, thanks again for having me on the show. Tell everyone at Doc Sports hi. I hope you guys crush it this weekend and get some winners.
Have a great weekend. Crush it on preseason, because I know you have a lot of preseason bets underneath your desk somewhere. So have a great weekend, and I'm sure we'll talk soon.
Talk soon, guys. Thank you.
That was Kiev O'Neill from Oddsbreakers. A great guy. His podcast is he has some really good guests on there. And I said most of his guests are not like like, oh, I crushed it last weekend and stuff like that. They give really good information. You can tell they all do their homework. They all have their insiders and stuff like that. So I want to thank him for joining us on there. It was a fantastic interview, and I think our first interview went well. What do you think?
Did okay. I think we should give ourselves a round of applause. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but like I just sweat out a 14 parlay right there. First interview ever betting outside the box. So thanks for watching, everybody. We're not done. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
thanks for
well,
watching.
we got Sony in there, back on there. He renewed his membership on our show earlier, so thank you.
Yes.
He's watching. Our boy Stop Geo's watching. Good luck to y'all. And then
Yep.
DG, my nemesis, and a lot of my shows I do. He's why are the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl this year? You know, I want to give DG some love. He knows I bash Dallas a lot on other shows, but I would not shock me if the Eagles struggle some bit, that I could maybe sprinkle some plus 550 on the Cowboys to win a division. They have to have everything go right on them on their side, but I think they have better shots than the Giants, and they have a better shot than Washington. I think Washington takes a step backwards. I think everyone has the 18 game plan on how to beat Daniels. So I think the sophomore slump hits Washington.
I agree, but you're asking for a lot from Dallas. But
you still think Micah's not going to be there,
no.
So DG Detroit Lenny says Micah Parsons not going to be there. So
he'll be burning his jersey soon.
Don't forget, people, we'll be back on Monday for another episode of Betting Outside the Box. We have a great show Monday. We might have some betting controversies in certain sports that we're going to talk about. A lot of stuff is brewing in baseball, and certain states want to get rid of certain stuff. So I think Mondays might be a very informational show, and like point all your fingers to U.S. books. Don't be pointing fingers to us. So Monday show might be very, very interesting. But you know what today is? There's 3 more games of some preseason football. So let's talk preseason football, Lenny.
Are you ready? NFL preseason is here.
Ooh, you just made DG's list.
I was in
you
the
just
music.
made it.
I'm on a list.
Yeah,
you're on a list.
You're on Chris Jericho's. You're on the list. Ooh.
Oh my! I'm on the list. Listen. I'm probably on a few lists, if you be honest with you here. But I mean, you know, I don't know what you want from me. NFL preseason football.
Yeah, 3 games yesterday, and how ironic! All 3 dogs cashed, and all overs cashed on this one. So it's gonna be very interesting. I talked to a couple books today about the outcomes of yesterday. And they're saying if the overs come in tonight, there's 3 more games. We could see some books probably may lower their limits because let's face it, a lot of scoring, including the Hall of Fame game, which doesn't normally have a lot of points scored on that. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in these 3 games. I really like the Cleveland Carolina total. When it was 32.5, there's a 34 that just posted up a couple of minutes ago. So that one's kind of intriguing to me. But let's face it, I really want to see what's going on in Cleveland today. So that game has me sparked my interest.
That's fair. I mean, I do like. I want to see that game. I mean, obviously, I'm looking forward to the Lions Atlanta game. I mean, that's a no-brainer. But really, the Cleveland Carolina game, I'm really intrigued by that. I like the over in that game. I'm just throwing that out there. But there's a debacle happening right before our eyes. It's the only way to describe the Cleveland Browns quarterback room. We're about to see if I don't know. I don't say his name right. Shador. There you go. Yeah, I don't mean to say it wrong, but I sound like I'm making fun of what Sanders.
Yeah.
We're going to see what kind of draft pick he really was.
You have no
maybe NFL
right now.
GMs were right. Maybe they weren't. I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how they perform on that one, just because he was hurt because of his throwing shoulder. Last time I heard from camp, he wasn't throwing that much. He's barely getting any reps. How is his shoulder
How does that happen?
If you're not getting that many reps, and then you have a former Pro Bowler. That's right, a former Pro Bowler, former Baltimore Raven backup quarterback Huntley is going to get a lot of playing time. And DG's question in the chat, I'm going to relay it to this question right here. Yes, first quarters and first half bets. Now that you can bet these in the preseason, because don't forget, 4 or 5 years ago, you could only bet preseason sides, totals, maybe a money line. You couldn't bet first halves. You would
Right.
be shocked to find a halftime number, and that game had to be on TV to get a halftime number. So, yeah, there is great value. I had the first half over in the Eagles game yesterday, thinking that Richardson and Danny Dimes would score a lot because they're battling for QB1. We could see the same thing in the Cleveland game. The total is 17. It's juiced all the way up to minus 120 right now, when this morning it was minus 110. So they added 20 sets instead of moving the number. So, yes, there is very good value on first quarter and first half because of starters playing on that one. So, yes, I totally agree. Wouldn't you?
I 100% agree, especially because it's week one of preseason. Maybe in the week 2 or 3, I might adjust a little, but with week 1, I really like first quarter, first halves. Don't get me wrong, I'm betting the Lions first quarter, first half, full game. It's all bad, folks. But on a serious note, I like the over first quarter. I like the over first half. I like the over full game for the Cleveland game. I really think the Browns. I think the Browns are going to score some points because they're a debacle. So.
Yeah.
I really think a team that's going to be just absolute trash, I feel like, in the regular season, I feel like they got it together in the preseason. It's a mentality for me. So if they're going to be really good in the preseason, Lions 4-0 preseason champs. Then we went 0-16. Ever since then, I've been like distraught. I mean, like I just think that about every team.
Before we get into topic 2, we need some kind of an alarm when you say you bet your team. Like degenerate pops up, banners come out and stuff like that. Ding, ding, ding. That would be hilarious because it would come up a lot, especially when the Pistons and Tiger playoff and the Red Wings are playing all on the same day. Oh, that buzzer would be broken by in 30 minutes of our show. That'd be fantastic. But before we go to our next topic, DG Daniel Greer, who's in the chat right now, he also does the Memphis play-by-play for the Grizzlies, and he does a show every day, weekday wagers on over there. So it's a great show. You jump on there and listen to their stuff. I forgot what time it was. Sorry, DG. I forgot what time it's.
Drop it in the chat.
Yeah, maybe if you invited me onto the show, I would know the time, but that's a different story. Madam Producer, let's see what topic 2 is about.
I'm sorry. I'm just really into that song.
2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is weekday wagers. Highly, highly recommend going over there. We're going to bet some college football futures. And I know you're not the biggest college football futures, but we're talking in the break room when we're having our coffee and smoking some cigs before we came on air. Yeah. And you like 2 teams. Over here, 2.
Listen, I know this is square, and it's just going to sound square as square gets, but I believe Archie Manning's the real deal. So I'm going to believe he's going to take Texas to the promised land. I also kind of like Penn State, like a little itty bitty bit, but I'm afraid if they can really get over the hump, they might get there, but I don't know if they can actually win it. But I'm really not a college football future guy. I mean, I'll tell you, Michigan State's going to be bad if that's what you really want to hear. I mean, Michigan, Ohio State, I'll never say a good thing about them. So, but I'm behind on Penn State.
Michigan State 400-1 to win the national championship. And if you're going to shop around, if you like Manning, any Manning's last name on a jersey is probably going to do well in any kind of football sport they're going to play in. You can get them as high as plus 550 to win it, as low as $5. So you know the rule of what me and Lenny always say: shop around, get the best number. Penn State 7-1, pretty much everywhere. I haven't seen anything higher or anything lower between 7-1. If you do see something, please put it in the chat so I can look into that as well. I just don't trust Franklin. I mean, they have great defense. A lot of returners coming back. Their quarterback play will probably be much improved as well. But as long as that head coach Franklin, granted, he won some games last year and proved me wrong a little, but winning some good games last year and winning the ship is 2 totally different things. in my eyes. I'm going to put in a sleeper in the SEC. Everyone knows I don't hate the SEC. I just don't think they're the greatest of all greats. But I'm going to sprinkle something on Alabama if they can get some really good quarterback play on there. I just think the talent they have, it's Alabama as well. I think sprinkling 10-1 on them. I think Georgia, who I think is probably the better team than Texas because of their schedule coming out. Don't forget, I think the way Georgia schedules, if Georgia loses their first game, I think they can still have one loss, make the playoffs, and make that push throughout there. So I can't believe I just mentioned 2 SEC teams. So I have to find another one.
That's terrible.
I'm going to say Clemson at 10-1 because they beat LSU. Now LSU's quarterback is hurt. A little knee. He's probably, I mean, granted, it's only August 8th. He'll probably be starting still, but I'm sorry, when you're a quarterback and you have knee issues now, that's going to be a nagging injury pretty much all season long. And the offensive line of LSU is not creme of the creme, so he's going to need to be a little bit mobile. So I like Clemson, who I think beat LSU in week 1, and let's face it, they play the rest of the ACC after that, and me and you can find some guys to probably put up some points against the ACC. So I want to say Clemson. I think Clemson and Alabama will be my 2 kind of sprinkles of something getting 10-1 on both of them.
What about Miami? I'm a sucker for a Miami bet. I'll be 100% honest. I don't. Yeah, I know. I watch the documentary. It's worth it. Watch it again if you. I'm just. I like what Miami does, and I feel like they can. I don't think they can win everything, but I think they might be in the top 10 at the end.
I think that the culture has turned around, and I think that's why I like them. Maybe not to win it or even make it, but I think they could be spoilers. They could be like, oh wow, I can't believe Miami beat them on the road. It's good. Their home field is starting to be like it was back in the 90s and stuff like that. So I kind of agree with you. They're 40-1 to win it all. So I don't know if they can sprinkle. That'd be a big sprinkle. That's like the Eagles winning a Super Bowl when they were close to 50-1 that one. Was it last year? Or yeah, it was last year because everyone thought, oh, fire Sirianni. And what happens? They win the ship. So that would be back-to-back big future winners on that one. So can't wait for Monday's show. Like I said, Monday's show should be very informative because we've had some very interesting possible rules breaking down in certain states when it comes to baseball with all these pitchers, tipping pitchers and stuff like that. I think they will break down into other sports as well. So Monday's show should be very informative. And we could talk about what we saw on preseason football this week as well. So it should be very informative show on Mondays. Don't forget to check us out on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with another Betting Outside the Box. You know what time it is. We're looking for a back-to-back Dr. Order winners. That's right, Dr. Order's winners. Let's throw that up. We are going to preseason football, and I already broke down why first halves and stuff like that is very, very beneficial and profitable if you get the right number. And we're going to the Denver Broncos San Francisco 49ers game. We're going to take the over 17.5. This total opened up at 34, and it got moved to 35. Let's say both these 3 games go up tonight, go over. You don't think the betting public is going to be betting every over game?
Yeah.
This total could be 18.5 by kickoff. So we're playing the best number, and I think Denver put some points on the board. I think the offensive line, their A offensive line and B offensive line are really, really good. So I think they'll be able to run the ball on San Francisco. I see some early touchdowns in this one. So that's why we chose the over 17.5 first half. I can smell back-to-back Dr. Order winners, can't you?
I love it. I love this play. I absolutely think we go back-to-back here. I like Denver. I like what they did last year. I think Sean Payton's one of those coaches that's going to play to win this game and going to play to score points, and that plays into the over. And I think San Francisco, kind of, we talked about it earlier, a little bit of a shell of a team. I don't know if they know who they are. I just think they have more questions than they have answers. But I think that all leads to points, to be honest with you. So over 17.5. This number will be 18 tomorrow, I think.
Yeah. In the chat, Sonia says he bought my baseball package yesterday. We start off a loser in extra innings. But so Neil, I'm glad you bought the package and not the big unit play and stuff like that. Because I tell people you could be a horrible big unit player, but if you win 4 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, it adds up to maybe that one big unit you lost. So always play the smaller units just as well as the big units. Because I've been on trends where I lost my big unit play, and then boom, I hit 6 straight 4-3,
Yeah.
2-4-3, 4-3, 4-3. Do people remember that? No, they always remember. I can't believe I bought your big unit play and
Long
it
game.
lost. So, yeah, especially baseball. Baseball is the
Yeah.
biggest long game. But thank you for your purchase. We'll bounce back today and get a W for you. So thank you for all that. Lenny, tell the viewers what they can get.
Don't forget, if you're new to Docs, go over to docsports.com/free60. You can get a free $60 account. Use that on any handicapper you want, any package, any day, week pass, month pass, you name it, season pass, Raphael's premium plays, all that good stuff is available. Link in the description of the video.
Yeah, it should be a very fun weekend in my household. Do you have anything fun going in this weekend?
I don't have a whole lot, nothing going on this weekend.
That's
except
good.
for tonight. I got already pizza and wings are on order. It will be delivered in exactly 29 minutes, which is the same time Lions football kicks off and Tiger baseball throws first pitch. We're going at it.
I got leftovers for dinner tonight, but I don't mind because leftovers means less dishes you have to do when you eat stuff like that. So I get enough. But it's a big weekend. We have preseason football weekend, baseball. The Cubs are playing the Cardinals this weekend. Of course, I'll be watching baseball because the hated rivalry of the St. Louis Cardinals and Cubs. But we also have week 10 of preseason football, so that should be fun. We have one game tonight, so it's always a full laying of action coming out of my household. But everyone, have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for watching Betting Outside the Box. Check us out on Monday for another great show, Betting Outside the Box at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great weekend. Have a great evening. Be safe. And please don't bet what you don't have.